Okay guys, how are you guys doing today? So today I am going to make a quick video on how the actual reality process, the manifestation process, is actually created, and how the quantum world, the elementary particles, the reality or matter as we see it exist, and how you create it and how you perceive it. So before we begin, I want you guys to keep in mind that some of this information that I will be presenting to you today may be very disturbing, or could even be highly objective for you to believe or change your paradigm. So it affects your belief system because you weren't aware of how things are done and how things are created. So therefore, that's why I'm going to use some scientific terms. I'm going to talk about quantum world, quantum mechanics, and I'm going to break it down in terms that we all can understand. Because once you have a better, once you have a better concept of how your reality is created, how the world you literally view, it changes your mind, affects your consciousness, and then you can create and manifest even more confidently and even more quickly. All right, okay, so let's begin. Okay, so light particles, which are known as photon quantum particles, are emitted. So if you're looking at an object, what you're actually looking at are the light photon particles, which will emit from that object. They'll enter your eyes, they go into the retina, they'll be refracted back out, and then they'll be inputted back through your neurons, brain neurons, which are known as brain cells. And once they hit these neurons, they create electrical impulses. These electrical impulses will travel to the back of your brain, to the part of your brain known as your vision cortex. All right. So key point is this: when we see things, or you perceive to see an object, you're not seeing from the outside in. You're seeing from inside your brain out. What you're seeing is these electrical signals that are interpreted in the back of the visual cortex of your brain. These electrical signals are interpreted, and then they are transferred, and then they create a image. Okay, so this is a key point that you only see from inside your brain outwards. This is a scientifically proven fact. So when you see something, you're not actually seeing from outside, you're seeing from inside out. Okay, remember, these light particles are photon particles. They emit, they go into your eyes, refracted to your retina through your brain neurons on synapses, and they're turned into electrical impulses, and these electrical impulses travel to your brain, and they are converted into an image that you perceive. That's number one. Second point is this: in quantum mechanics, we have elementary particles. Okay, these elementary particles are basically all what matter is created from, meaning me, you, everything that you can see in this tangible universe or in this tangible world. So elementary particles, they are created through this effect. So quantum mechanics, these key points to remember is quantum matter, they always exist as waves. That is their primary existence. We refer to this as duality. So quantum physics and quantum mechanics, these particles exist both as wave and as an actual particle, but their natural state is wave. Basically what this means is these quantum particles exist in a wave of possibility. When you're not observing anything, it does not exist. It only exists as a wave of possibilities, meaning that everything that anybody cannot think of has already existed and is out there for you, meaning money, house, cars, ideas, wealth. Everything in the universe that you can possibly think of exists as a possibility. That's why I hear that saying, anything is possible. Possibilities mean anything is possible. Okay, what converts that wave into an actuality is your consciousness. Your consciousness collapses that wave from a wave of duality into a wave of actuality. Okay, now quantum mechanics also, we have a state known as quantum superposition. What this basically means is these particles exist in both states at one time, meaning that these particles can exist in both states at one time, meaning that time does not consist. A particle can be here, there, here at the same time. Okay, that's known as quantum superposition. Okay, so now we know that. Let's go into the consciousness part of your mind. So since we know that reality or matter, or these elementary particles, they exist, and they are from what is known as the quantum field, superstring field. It's known as a quantum field, or some people refer to it as a superstring field. It means that these particles exist in a wave of possibilities, or a quantum ocean of possibilities. Your consciousness brings those particles from that wave of possibilities and creates them into an actuality. Okay, this is actually proven through scientific experiments known as the double-slit experiments. The observer changes the path of a quantum particle. That means when you look at something, you immediately collapse it into a real or perceived real object. So keep in mind now, that is how your world is created. So when you're not looking at anything, if you go outside and that chair is in your room and you're not observing, it does not exist according to quantum mechanics. The observer collapses the particle and makes it into an actual event. So everything exists, natural states are existing as waves of possibilities. Your mind converts those waves of possibilities into an actuality. That's why we always say when you manifest and you start to create, you create from the inside out. That's how manifestation works, from the non-physical, from these quantum particles. So that's why it's important to think and feel the emotion of what you desire, because it's already been created in the quantum world. So once it's created in the quantum world, it will manifest into the physical world. Okay? So you collapse these particles from a possibility into an actuality by your focus, your consciousness, which controls it and collapses this particle, and it creates the desired result that you see or you desire. You experience as an event, an actual event in your life. And when I say you experience it, meaning that you experience it through your only 5 limited senses: seeing, touching, hearing, tasting, and smelling. That's how you experience your reality from the brain. Brain has everything. Excuse me. So the information from the quantum field is downloaded into your brain by the by source energies, the supreme God, supreme being, God, whatever you want to call it, the I am. He downloads that information into the quantum field. It goes into your brain. Your brain converts it into an actuality. That is how your reality is created. That's why you can create anything you desire. Now that you know these keys, that's why you have to focus with intent. Everything is energy now. Remember, thought, everything is energy. So when you focus with intent, you change that quantum field from a superposition state into an actual state. An actual state creates your reality. Hence, you can manifest money, winnings, anything in life. You can do it. But the key is this: you have to learn how to use your subconscious mind, because that is the creator. You use your subconscious mind first of all by eliminating what is known as those limiting beliefs or wealth blockers. You get past that critical faculty in your mind that is known as the gatekeeper. Once you get past that, you can start to manifest at a faster rate, meaning that you can create whatever you desire. Because now that you know nothing is real, everything exists. Matter is not real. It's perceived real because of our 5 senses. See, the brain, when I touch something, a steering wheel or whatever, how do you know it's real? It's not physically real. It's our interpretation of electrical signals from our brain that perceives it to be real. So you experience the realness of it. I'm experiencing holding the steering wheel. That is the key. So whatever you desire, you can create it as an experience into your reality. That is how the universe works. That is how it's all created, all right? So you want to keep that in mind. And let me prove another point to you. Scientists have done an experiment where they put electrodes on a particular person's brain, and they ask him to touch a tangible object. And when he touched that tangible object, they could see through the electrical stimulus of the brain lighting up that he actually touches it. So when he's seeing it and physically touching it, his brain lights up. Guess what they do now? They say, close your eyes and imagine in your mind you're touching the same object. He closes his eyes, he imagines in his mind he's touching the same object, and guess what? His brain lights up the same frequency as if he's physically touching. What does that prove? That proves that reality exists in the mental capacity of your mind. When you think it, it has the same electrical impulses as you're physically seeing it. So the brain does not know the difference between real and what is not real. It only knows through the imagination, through the thought, through consciousness. So either way you think about it, what you think, you become. What you manifest, you can become. So if you think and meditate on money, house, car, guess what? The universe matches it and manifests into your reality as a perceived real tangible object, but it's something you will experience. All right, so I want to leave those tips with you guys. So the mind, even when you close your eyes and you imagine something, those scientists can still pick up the brain stimulation because it lights up as if you're actually touching it, even when you have your eyes open and you're actually touching it. That is very important. So that's why I say manifestation begins from inside out. Once you manifest from inside out, you bring it into your perceived reality. Okay, so those are the tips for the day of how your reality is created and everything is manifested. All right, guys? Thank you. I'll show more tips at another time.